Hello everyone, this is Alyssa Montalbano, aka Artist Ari Stone, and welcome to my brand new channel, The Deprogrammer. Here I will be discussing topics of interest to me and revealing what is about these topics in order to deprogram people from mind control programs. I'm going to be doing this in a clear, calm, and concise manner. I decided to start this channel to begin publicly discussing my Corey Goode situation that has been ongoing notably since 2017 in order to share my perspective and viewpoints on what has occurred to this point and how these things directly relate to my dream visions. Some of these dream visions date back to as early as 2006 and are literally playing out in waking states today. I'm going to show these over time in conjunction with my legal situation against Corey since April of 2018, as many of them relate to that. I've had a handful of people since I began my lawsuit against Corey Goode who've wanted me to talk on various YouTube channels about the situation, but the problem that comes in repeatedly is that they basically want me to ignore over 90% of the evidence, which is my dream visions. And I would not do that. I will not ignore evidence in or out of the courtroom because it is only from looking at the evidence that we can find out what is actually going on, as that's where the truth is at. Because my evidence to be presented is something that challenges many people's belief systems, I have also been met with a lot of prejudice for my lawsuit on and off the court record. Regardless to how someone feels about my case and my situation, that doesn't change any of the facts. I have never needed anyone to believe me or have faith that what I say is true. I just need them to do what they're paid to do and look at the evidence, make rulings and decisions based on that. This is the same evidence that I'm going to be presenting here and is the basis for my award-winning book, Dreams: The Missing Text. In the book, I go into detail discussing what dreams are and why some things occur in waking states and other things do not. I was very excited when I won the award because my book is not spiritual or religious like a lot of other dream-based books are. My book is written from a more factual and observatory perspective of how dreams actually funnel into waking states and how people can ideally use my methods to find out for themselves firsthand how dreams work and actually play out in what I call waking 3D life, or W3DL. In my humble opinion, what spirituality really is being able to look at what actually is and accept what is and move forward with that, which is truth. So what happened predominantly during 2017 is that I sent by email to James Corey Goode at the Sphere Being Alliance business email account approximately 500 of my dream visions. I didn't know at the time I was seeing things about the future. I just thought I had cool dreams that maybe the information would coordinate with some things Corey and David knew. Yes, David Wilcock. My dream visions are typically very long and detailed and filled with a lot of magic. Magic that, according to those familiar with shamanic practices, I have highly advanced skills. I didn't know this either at the time, that I was like super shamanic or whatever, as I just thought that everybody did the kinds of things that I do in dreams regularly because it was so normal for me. I time travel, I shapeshift, dimension hop, manifest anything I need with my hands, I fly, I teleport, I heal others. Basically, I can do anything in dreams. And I'm often telling people that in dreams as well. And usually I get met with looks of like, huh? Or what are you talking about? So at any rate, some nights I've written down even as much as 30 pages of things I recall and see. Other nights I might only jot down like a sentence or two, but on average I document around 10 to 15 pages a night and fill up a fairly standard size 9 by 11 sketchbook in about 3 to 4 weeks. So During 2017, I was photographing my earlier dream vision experiences and putting them together into Dream Group PDF files that I would then in turn email to Corey at the Sphere Being Alliance email account. Subsequent to the emails being sent all during 2017, what I saw in waking states was Corey Goode and David Wilcock repeatedly using my dream vision information as content. I saw my information being used in the form of them posting similar news articles online, using them as topics of discussion on cosmic disclosure.
I remember a brother, sister that were redheaded, that were close to my age, that were there, and they were just kind of interacting and playing with the other children, the hybrid children. At one point, the Nordic lady comes to us and hands us this little device, and it's a puzzle, a 3D puzzle. It has like squares coming up, circles coming up out of it, and you're fitting all these shapes together. And I was successful at it, at the puzzle, and when I was successful, the Nordic lady came over and guided me out of the room and took me into more of a control room.
And what appears to be derivative works, such as Corey Goode's alleged mega update from January 12th, 2018, that I have in legal dispute right now. I also saw my information being used as disinfo and or what appears to be fake news. Corey claimed to me by email mid-December of 2017 that he was not following my dream vision journals very closely, and that it was all just synchronicity, all these similar things because I was on my path. Well, being a logical person, I told him in reply, for the record, that I did not believe him. It didn't make logical sense to me. There were just way too many similar articles or catchphrases used or keywords, and way too many similar topics discussed or personal experiences that Corey claimed were his own. It just seemed to be a little bit too much. Well over 100 synchronistic similarities and uses, and that I took time to meticulously document approximately 70 of those for response in my pre-litigation affidavit complaint dated April 18th of 2018, and that still remains unrebutted to this day. In a court of law, an unrebutted affidavit stands as truth.
Were the programs that were shown, were there scripts for these? Was there any, where did the information come from?
So David and Corey would create the content. David is, so the way it worked at Guy is if you're the producer, there's content producer and there's a technical producer. I'm the technical producer, not the content producer.
Okay.
Except when I do a show like Deep Space, then I'm content producer also. All right, because I created the scripts and everything. David and Corey would create the content. They would give it to me a week or two before. I would review it, and I would go have a conference with them. Then I would approve it, and then they would come in and shoot. But they always came up with the content, always. And it was, I'm just going to say this right now because I want to clear the air on this one too, and I really don't mean to get Emery Smith in any trouble, but Emery Smith told me and several other people that David Wilcock told him in late 2018 that he and Corey had been making it all up for at least a year to a year and a half. I say to you and to everybody, if they're going to make it up in all of 2018, then they're making it up for 2017, 2016, 2015. That's how I feel. Once lied to, they're always going to lie to you. Why are you making it up, right? You're making it up because you haven't got anything. It's so obvious now in retrospect. So it was a carefully contrived con by Corey and possibly David to get Gaia to hire him so that he can become a cult leader. And we're going to go into this where his college education is about how to become a cult leader.
Originally, I gave this information freely to Corey Goode. I donated it under the belief that the information was going to be used to help humanity. But then I saw it being twisted and distorted and misused. So I began due process of law to the best of my abilities, April of 2018, to ideally get answers and a private resolution with Corey. And if not, then to protect my information via a lawsuit. Since I began due process of law in April of 2018, seeking answers outside of litigation and outside of the public eye, and trying to resolve what's been going on from dream states to waking states, Corey has repeatedly refused to privately discuss this matter with me. He has refused to address he and David Wilcock's vast use of my materials, and instead, what I have had to endure notably since early 2018 is Corey trying to mar my reputation. He tried to mar my clean record with a malicious prosecution case July of 2018. I have a clean record. He was trying to make me like him, legally a stalker. His case was dismissed in my favor from the Broomfield court. He fabricated evidence to open that case against me, and I learned later in 2018, after that case was dismissed, that Corey also perjured himself on the record by stating he was not aware of his own lifelong stalking protection order issued against him by a former employer in the state of Texas. Since I opened my case in June of 2018 against Corey, I have dealt with 3 different court records now, 2 state, 1 federal. I only opened 1 case in state court. 2 of the cases were a result of Corey and his lawyer misusing the court systems to avoid and evade my case against Corey and to gain unethical advantages through criminal charges for a crime I did not commit. They have repeatedly violated due process of law, tried to take away my constitutional rights, and have committed abuse of process. Because I am not a lawyer, I have had a crash course in the law and learning how to basically present a case like a lawyer. I have dealt with both Corey and his attorney violating due process of law multiple times, from repeated and consistent failure to serve me documents they filed on the record, to withholding court cases till the last minute, to filing fabricated documents on the federal court record pointed out by the dispositive judge. Fortunately, I've had enough of a background in understanding my constitutional rights and the courts that I've still been able to make my way forward, even though it's been a bit of a bumpy ride. Because my situation and my abilities are highly unusual and I am not a lawyer, it took me a while to resolve that my situation is a trade secret situation, more than an intellectual property copyright situation, and that my trade secret is I see things in dreams before they occur. And this ability is something that is highly coveted by the deep state. So in this series, I am going to be going more into this and what I currently believe is occurring based on the evidence I have at this time, and I will be presenting it here. It is the same evidence that led me to conclude that I have abilities and that I need to protect that information from being further abused by Corey and David. While I'm going to discuss this situation over a period of time as it relates to Corey and David, this is not going to be a YouTube series based on destroying them or how they do things. They do some things right, they do some things wrong. I think we all can relate to that. The ultimate purpose for this channel and my sharing of my story and experiences is to show people that dreams are real, they do funnel in and occur in waking states, and that what we do in dreams matters, collectively and personally. I will be discussing topics that often will have to do with Corey Goode and David Wilcock, because in what I estimate to now be approximately 2,000 plus handwritten and documented dream visions, they both appear extensively. I have tried to ask in my dream journals if I can do something else, and the answer is no. So, since Corey and Dave continue to soul visit me, and anytime I ask if I can do something else, and the answer is no, I have to share my story with humanity in order for me to be able to move forward. These topics of my experiences with Corey and David Wilcock will notably overlap with the mind control programs of the CIA, their use of advanced technologies, and gang stalking in and out of dream states. So I hope you will enjoy listening to my experiences, looking at the facts, and reading or listening to my dream visions that are blogged or that I will be reading on YouTube, and that from this journey with me, you will learn to see the truth about your own dreams and how you can observe your own dream visions and how they will impact your future and the collective future in waking states. Without further ado, the first video in this series will be my response to Corey's latest AI Agenda YouTube video to shed light on what that really is.
People are dying over this. There have been battles in space already because of this. It's going on all around us. All of us, you, me, people at home, we're all mind controlled.
To point out the obvious and to show my connected dream visions and what appears to be other uses and or misuses of my dream vision information by Corey and in connection with the CIA and mind control programs. Thank you for listening. Please like, follow, click that notification button, and share. This is the Deprogrammer, signing off.